How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Loud Astrology, giving you guys a forecast and a little bit insight to what is going on this weekend. We have a lot going on. We got Mars going right on top of Uranus. And Pluto still making a really hard square. We have this new moon solar eclipse in Pisces, which is going to be going right over Neptune and then going right over Chiron. So it's going to be a long weekend. However, it's going to be really good. I know this past week has been a little bit difficult with the sun going into Pisces, and still with this Pluto squaring Mars and Venus. It's been difficult to kind of to get things going, really finding that motivation. Today's Friday. We got the moon in Aquarius, we got Mercury in Aquarius, which has been all fine and dandy and everything. However, lately this theme of, am I able to do it? Am I able to go out and create what I want to create? Yes, however, what's stopping me? I felt as though this past week has been really Pisces themed, with getting deep with ourselves and our emotions. Like, going back to what I was talking about this last video of, what's an illusion? What's real? What's not? What is your dreams? And what is a dream? And what is a fantasy? And what is an illusion? And what is deception? And that's been a really big theme, especially going into 2017. It was like super downhill, and then we had this extreme high with the I think it was last week. I can't even remember right now. Last week's lunar eclipse, the whole Leo and Aquarius shift going on. That was like a bunch of raised energy, and then it just kind of got sucked back down into this Pisces energy, like going back into our feelings, going back into, okay, what's going on, and all that kind of stuff. And now we have Mercury, Sun, and Neptune all conjunct right now, even though Mercury's still in Aquarius, which that still means, generally our thoughts, our ideas, our communication, it's still kind of everywhere. We're still really looking at, okay, what is really going on, making sure that we understand it, that Aquarius type energy, not really getting the emotions involved, but kind of just like, okay, I'm starting to see what's happening. And it's still trining Jupiter, and so that's still bringing a lot of that clarity inside of what's going on, as far as the mundane things of Mercury, like communication and internal dialogue. Those are like the big two things that Mercury rules. And honestly, like, there's communication with other people, but that internal dialogue of what you're always thinking, and what you're always thinking is what you're always creating. I think that's the most important aspect about Mercury. And with this trine to Jupiter, with Jupiter and Libra looking at, making us look at what we want on the inside, as far as what do we want with relationship with ourselves? What do we want with the relationship with other people? What do we want to bring, happiness and peace in, and pleasure and love to? And we have to find that within. So Mercury right now is looking at different options, and looking at all sides of the picture, as far as how to continuously believe that. The kind of negative things that people have been experiencing are just getting too lost in it, getting too like, I'm so caught up in, all these crazy things that I've been thinking and doing. I haven't been doing anything that I need to be doing. So just remember, we still got Venus and Mars in Aries. It's still like that energy's there to go and do it. You just can't get lost in this airy water energy right now. It's a very reflective energy with this. So if you go dive deep into it, remember that this is a time of reflection. This is a time of looking deep within ourselves, not, just getting lost in the idea of, reality and what, just getting that whole, I don't know where everything's going, it's not spring yet, all that kind of stuff. With the moon in Aquarius too, like, our emotions are right here. This is, everything's kind of everywhere. I don't really know what to do. I feel kind of isolated from everything. And I find it, no coincidence that it snowed today up here in Denver with this, moon in Aquarius going on with just, all that stuff. Anyway, what's going to be going on this weekend? Friday, this is what's been going on. This is just a good day just to really look at the big picture of things, look at the big scheme of things, look at creative ideas on how to get what you want. And that means really looking inside, as far as like, okay, I know exactly how I want to feel. I know how exactly it feels to, attract this relationship, get this in my job, get this moving on in my life. I know exactly how that would feel. Mercury right now is, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not being like a catalyst, but kind of like pushing you to look at more creative ideas, bigger ideas on how you can really get that. How can you involve other people to really do it? Jupiter in Libra wants you to create relationships with other people. However, Mercury in Aquarius will bring those relationships together for you in order to do that. And the moon right now, this is where our general emotion is. This is our general awareness, and the emphasis really is okay, how do I, get all the puzzle pieces together to form the whole big picture? So that's really Friday going into it. Saturday is we got Mercury at 29 degrees Aquarius, the moon conjuncting it, then that's conjuncting Sun 7 degrees, which is now it's 4 degrees away from Neptune. Neptune at 11 degrees Pisces. It's Saturday is when it's that last extra push of that spark of energy, that creative idea of, okay, let's take this big picture that we want to create. However, how are you going to be able to create that picture? How is it going to go from idea and bring people together to actually doing it? And I think it's so funny that it goes from Aquarius to Pisces to Aries. I don't know. I really like that setup. It's just a really interesting look because Aquarius is like bringing everybody together for a bigger picture. This is, creative ideas being very, influential to other people. And, Aquarius is the water bearer. It's, everyone thinks, people that really don't study astrology, a lot of people, confuse Aquarius for a water sign. It's not. It's relatable to water, and it's one of the few zodiac signs that has a human as its caricature, however you want to say it. However, Aquarius is like that human bringing in new water. It's the water bearer. It brings in new information, new truths. And now when we go into this Pisces energy, it's really about what does that truth mean to you as a soul, as a human, as an individual. And this, applies in all aspects of your life. No matter where you want to go, no matter what you want to do, no matter what's going on, this is the big picture of, okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do. But what does it mean to me? And that's what this whole Pisces season is about, of what does it mean to me, and starting to separate what you do want and what you don't really want, even though you think you want it. It's kind of, and Neptune, not Neptune, well, yeah, Neptune too. However, Pisces rules, like drugs and alcohol, deception, that like everyone says like that Gemini is that two-faced energy. I think Pisces is really that two-faced energy, not in a negative connotation towards any Pisces people or anything like that. However, those are some of the negative attributes for that. And so you got to remember, with that being involved, what's going on right now where you think you're doing the right thing, kind of like doing drugs, like, oh, this makes me feel great, this makes me feel good, blah, 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 blah. However, it's not really the best thing for you. It's not really there to serve you in any way. However, separating that from what is good for you, what is a part of you, your universal truth. Why do you want to do the things that you want to do? And what is the greatest, and this is the greatest part about Pisces, is that it rules the 12th house. It's all about your self-sacrifice, your transcendence, I always refer to it, it's the destiny sign. It's the, it's all, all arrows, I forgot what that saying is, so I'm not even going to say it. However, Pisces is kind of like a big look in the mirror of, all right, this is who you are, this is what you're doing, are you happy with it? Is this what you want? Is this why you're really here? And this weekend is going to be a big, since the sun's been in Pisces, it's been a big look at what am I doing? Why am I here? What do I really want to create? Because the things that you're like, oh, I want to go out and create it, you go and do it, and then it's not really like working out the way that you want it to. It's this Pisces season making you look at, is that what you really want to do? Is that how you truly feel? What's going to get you more tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to, the universal source, whatever God looks like to you, whether it's the universe or whatever religion that you believe. It's about being tapped into that energy. And right now, with the sun, this is going to be the last eclipse in Pisces. We're going to have the sun going right over Neptune, the moon there, Mercury there. This is the big reset of your not your conversation with God, however, your energy with God, energy with yourself, energy with, source. Like, this is a big new setting into that. This is a new chapter. Like, okay, since, God, I don't even know where to really start this sort of a closure. I'd say the past 2 years with the, eclipses and Pisces and everything like that. However, really getting down to the, separating, what's real, what's not, taking off the fog that Neptune creates, and, dealing with the pain that Chiron brings, since all of this is in Pisces, It's about taking off all of that and really taking a good look at ourselves of, why am I here? What do I want to do? And then not saying like, why am I here on earth? What's my purpose? Stuff like that could be coming up for you. However, it's more like, why am I in this position that I am in right now? Why is all of this happening to me right now? And it could be little things. It could be big things, depending on your chart, really, and how Pisces affects it. However, it could be, strange things. It could be things that are right there in front of your face. It could be things that are out of your control. That's what's great about Pisces. It's just everywhere. However, it's about taking off the illusion. It's about taking off the deception and being like, why is all this happening to me right now? Why am I going through this? Why am I creating this world? To think is to create. You literally manifest your own reality by your own thoughts. So why is all this coming up to you? And you got to find that meaning. I can't tell you what that meaning is. I can't tell you why all this stuff is happening to the way that it is. However, I can tell you, if you really look at it and you know what the true meaning is, if you listen to your intuition, you get really tapped in with, source or God, whatever it is for you, you'll understand. However, that's just the Pisces energy going on. This weekend we got Mars going right on top of Uranus. Oh my God. And it's going to do it twice, because we got Saturday, it's going to be Saturn and Uranus on top of each other at 21 degrees. And then Sunday, Uranus will move to 22 degrees and Mars will still be at 21 degrees. And then Monday is when Uranus and Mars are on top of each other again at 22 degrees, which 22 is the most powerful number, in my opinion, at least. Some people say it's 33 or, whatever. I say it's 22 because it's all about building foundations, making relationships. It's the highest octave as far as, the 30 degrees of a sign can go. And so with all of this going on, be very careful not to make rash decisions out of your emotional intuition. Like, I don't want to use intuition in that sort of a sense. Like, an emotional impulse. Don't, if something fires you up or gets you mad and you want to, do something, this is not the time. This is very, very explosive energy. We got Mars in its home sign and Uranus in Aries. I mean, it's popping off like fireworks. It's like the 4th of July with this stuff. So when you get real about what we were talking about earlier with this Pisces energy, get real with it. Because on Monday, when we got Mars and Uranus on top of each other at 22 degrees, we also have the moon and Chiron right on top of each other. After this new moon, after you clear that energy, moon's going to move in between Neptune and the sun. It's going to go over Neptune, so it's going to be like, oh my God, did I do the right thing? I don't really know. It's just a big emotional mess. However, if you get real with yourself, it can be a very like, you know what? I made the right decision. I know where I'm going. I know what's going on. And then when the moon goes over to Chiron, it's going to go right on top of Chiron. And it's just going to be a big healing of what you've been experiencing, of going through that. The universe puts you through work, and it's going to give you a reward for going through the work. And the reward right now is that moon on top of Chiron being like, you know what? It kind of hurts. It was a lot to do. However, I knew that it was right within myself for, what you need to do, what mindset you need to go after. And then with Mars and Uranus on top of each other, it's trining Saturn. This is when it gets interesting, because it's trining Saturn, but it's squaring Pluto and it's opposing Jupiter. So be wary of what you're doing as far as your actions go, about what you're creating. Is that in alignment with the feelings that you want to create on the inside, what we were talking about with that Jupiter retrograde? And is it don't be afraid to change. This Pluto in Capricorn, squaring this energy is like, hey, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's insanity. You're going to drive yourself crazy. However, Pluto in Capricorn is breaking the foundations of the way that we do things. This is the time to do something different. This is the time to do what you know, not what you know, but what you really think is best. Something that's, that's your idea, that you believe in, that you have absolute faith in. And then when you get that set in stone, that's when that Saturn trining it's going to come in, and that's that good karmic energy. As far as, I don't say karmic energy as in, like, oh, it's good karma, it's going to come back to you 3 times. It's that later on down the road, you're going to thank yourself for this. The Saturn and Sagittarius, this whole theme is pushing our boundaries. How much farther can we go? Do we really believe in all this stuff? Do you really believe in yourself? Are you really down to go, follow your dreams at whatever cost that it takes? Are you down to follow your heart's desire and your passion? And with this Mars and Uranus, if you're about it, if you have the electricity and you have the drive, you are in alignment with what you want to create on the inside. You are back and tapped in and tuned on to the universe or God. That's the time to use the energy to go out and do it. With Mars and Uranus, it's going to be kind of hard to not do it all at once. Pace yourself, because it is Pluto squaring, Pluto's still squaring this, so pace yourself with it. Otherwise, Pluto and Capricorn, it's going to be like, in California, they got all those sinkholes going on. And I saw this video of the fire truck that was like in a sinkhole and then it fell over. Like, don't go too fast. Don't just park in any spot, really think about what actions you're taking. Make sure it doesn't, just blow up in your face and then all of a sudden your $2 million fire truck is in a sinkhole. Yeah. And then the sun's just going to get closer and closer to Neptune. On Wednesday is when it'll be right on top of Neptune. That's going to bring more of it's going to bring a lot more light to what this whole weekend was about. It's going to be kind of like, we're going to kind of go through it. It's kind of like being through the eye of a tornado, I guess. I've never been through one. However, it's kind of like you see you kind of know what's going on, then you don't really see what you went through till after it's gone. You're like, oh my God, that was crazy. I was really in that right there. However, this weekend, just get real with yourselves. Get real with what you want to do. Who are you? What do you want to create? Why are you here? Why is everything going on? Why is everything so crazy and all up in the air? And why do you have so much energy to go do things? However, it's just like this big struggle. Really, this is a great weekend to take a look at all of it and to reset. Make a new story. I don't want to say that this is when 2017 begins. That was, in my opinion, more earlier on. This is more of when it's like, this is when 2017 has that forward movement. Now, once the sun goes through Pisces and it goes through Chiron, it's going to slowly start going up and up in energy. And then once it hits Aries, well, that's a whole nother story. We got a lot more to talk about then. However, thank you guys so much for watching all my videos. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing. If you follow me on Instagram, I love you. If you follow me on Facebook, I love you even more. I love you guys so much, and I'm always sending you a lot of white light and a lot of inspiration, whatever I can. If you'd like to book a reading, please do not hesitate to message me on Facebook, Instagram. I have my email on my Instagram too. I think I have my number there too. Feel free to message me on there, and we'll definitely schedule a date, and we can see what we can do. So thank you guys so much, and have a great weekend.